All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another video for you, and I am joined again by Corvus. We are going to do a little bit like we did last time, and we are taking out the XP-54, as you can see on the screen now, in a flight. We are gonna try for real this time, though, Corvus, since we caught flack for not dividing up last time. And capture as many zones as we can. So, but you can talk everybody through the Swoosh Goose, which I do not own. I may have to pick it up in the next week or two here with it on sale again. What do you think?
Well, thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it. It's always great to fly with you, and good to talk to your audience. You know, I got it. I do the same thing every time. I go out and I buy it, and I fly it a little bit and get an idea of what it's like to play the plane and then report on it so that everybody has an idea. Hey, look, are you going to buy this thing or not? You know, buy it, don't buy it. You know, that's my thing. So yeah. I went out and bought it, and oh my gosh, the thing was just, from the very moment that I took it, it was, I could tell that there was going to be complaining, because holy smokes, I could not miss with the guns, and I was just eating them up. And the crazy part is that it felt like you could just fly around in a heavy fighter, just like you were in a Spitfire.
Yeah.
And so that's the comment I made. Oh my gosh, it's a Spitfire, but it's a heavy fighter. And of course, everybody treated it like that. And so, goodness gracious, now we are 2 years later, and it's for sale.
Yeah, I'm giggling in the background, by the way, because a bot Yak-9 just one-shot me.
Oh, of course.
Everybody knows how that feels. Anyway, continue.
Yes, I am familiar. It's like, where in the hell did that come from? Oh, bot 9, not Yak-9. There you go. So anyway, I was very happy. I made a mistake. I came down to try to do some defending of the command center, and that was a mistake.
I'm coming in behind you, and so is the P-51.
Of course it is. I'm going to get out of the zone if I can. Because you don't want to die in the zone, folks. Don't die in the zone.
Oh, we got you. You aren't going to die. Oh! We were both on him.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not one of those folks that, you know, if I know when I make a mistake. Generally, I make them on purpose. You know, diving down into that big fur ball was a stupid thing to do. You don't do that with a heavy fighter, unless you can just run out.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not the way you play a heavy fighter. You play maybe a light fighter like that, but not a heavy fighter.
Although anyway, most people have not been playing they got so lazy with the Goose there that they have been playing that way, I feel like, right?
Right. And since the nerf, you can't play it like that. You absolutely can't play it like that. You have to play it like a heavy fighter. Otherwise, you're going to get, well, killed.
Yeah.
Just like I did. Right? I made a mistake in that I could have gone after that bow fighter, lit him up, and then gone out. And I would have suffered some damage, but it's, you know, not bad. But anyway, they nerfed the thing. They nerfed the guns on it. So currently, before you could just sort of aim your nose sort of in the near direction, and your target would evaporate. And of course that sucks, right? I mean, that is a terrible thing for anybody playing on the other team. But now you can't do that. You actually have to get in. You have to get in close, because the 37mm cannons are sort of like they are in the P-38s. So you have to get in reasonably close, and you have to have trigger discipline, where before you didn't.
Right.
I would say that anybody who's going to buy the thing, who likes heavy fighters, who doesn't mind having a heavy fighter that's a little bit delicate, because it is. It's delicate. Anybody who likes that, anybody who likes a heavy fighter flying style, this is the best tier 6, second best tier 6 heavy fighter. I consider the P-38L premium to be the best.
Yeah, that's one I missed out on that I wish I hadn't, because it was definitely seems like a great plane.
Now I'm in trouble because I let the I came down low to get that.
I'm in trouble because the Yak 9's on my tail again.
Again, there you go.
Again, but don't worry, there's no such thing as ace bots. So it's just a regular bot.
No, I've heard that.
Yeah, so I think so if I'm going to pick it up, I need to have good trigger discipline. I need to fly it like a heavy, which is easier said than done. You know, flying heavy fighters is not something that just kind of comes naturally to people, really.
No, there's a rule. I have a rule.
All right, I love this. Corvus rules number 1.
The rule number 1 of heavy fighters: don't turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
oh gosh,
so that's the thing, is that if you can do all of your maneuvering, you got a bow fighter coming in. Yeah, I saw him. Too late. I saw him. Now we gave up the middle, so I'll have to go and take it back. I was yapping and not paying attention. So anyway, don't turn.
Right.
If you do turn in the vertical. Always turn in the vertical. If you need to escape, put the nose down and push the W key.
Right.
And go straight. So that is the way of the heavy fighter. And if you can do those things, then you will win.
But you got to do them.
You'll at least not. You might not win, but you will at least have played them correctly.
Oh boy, now I'm in trouble. They got like 5 people down in the middle there, and I've got the AA locked in on me, so now I've got 10 hit points left.
That is not great.
Hopefully I can get a little... Oh god, here we go. Never mind, and there's the bow fighter again for the umpteenth time. Yep, he sees me with 10 hit points. That's it.
All right, let's see, what do we got? We still have... Let me.
Yeah, he was near our spawn point on that one. I mean, we're up by 200, so stay alive. I'm going to follow you. Yeah. This will actually make for better video because I can switch over to your point of view. I should die early all the time.
So I'm going to look at these guys, and so I don't want to take out this guy, but I have no choice. So.
Yep.
That hurt. But it didn't hurt too bad. The reason it didn't hurt too bad.
Oh, you have a ADA on your butt.
Of course I do. And see how you can't. And of course it caught me on fire. This is something that's bugged me about the ADA lately, is I've caught a lot on fire.
Yeah, there was some talk that they upped the chances maybe on the Discord. There was a topic of conversation for a while.
And it's, I find it strange. I noticed it before anybody said anything. I thought, man, I have the anti-fire on all this stuff.
Right.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And so it was a little strange to me. But even the planes where I have like inerting, CO2 inerting and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And have increased fire resistance. I still am catching on fire.
Yeah.
Like more than I should.
Right.
And I'm a little concerned by that. And especially from light, the light ADA. Heavy ADA, not so much, but I still do catch on fire a lot more than I did before.
I feel like this is
I
the
find-
double-edged sword of updates that, we get them so rarely, and we really hunger for them and want them, but it does seem like we don't quite trust the coding in the game. Like we get an update and we're like, yeah, this is great, and then it's kind of like, but there's this thing happening and we're not sure that is it really what it's supposed to be, right? Yeah, it's kind of a question mark there.
So we played okay this particular battle, you and I, and obviously well enough with our team. They had some potatoes, so they had some pretty serious potatoes on their team, and that hurt them a little bit.
Yeah.
This another subject of discussion is like, how does a matchmaker decide who to put on what team, right?
Right. Well, I mean, skill-based matchmaking is always a conundrum because it creates a feedback loop, right? Because if you take skill into account in the battle, then you're also affecting the outcome of skill in the battle. So it's not a standalone process, right? And that's why, on the surface at least, wargaming has never engaged in it. But it is something that we kind of question from time to time. Should it be that way, right? Should there be some sort of generalized matchmaking, or at least, right? And I think everybody would agree with this. At least balance out the specialized aircraft.
It would be nice. I often wonder if one of the factors that goes into it is hours played or battles played. Because I often get this. I often get like players that have almost no time. I've got 9,000 8,000, 9,000 battles.
Right.
And so I've got a lot of time in game. And all of a sudden I get, some folks with 300 battles, 500 battles. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. And the other team has teams with, 1,200 and 1,500 and 3,000. It's like, why should I add up the number of battles that each side has? And I wonder if they'll average out or even out. I've wondered. I don't know the algorithm. I'm just guessing. I don't want to put it out there that this is what's happening because you know how rumors start, and
right.
I don't want to start any rumors. Anyway. So
well, especially as you've noted before, without numbers, right? Without evidence. So
yeah, that is one of my things. I do prefer to know something, have data, and we can guess all we want. You and I could sit here all night long and talk about, oh my gosh, we should do this and that and the other.
What ifs, yeah.
And the what ifs, and what would it be like? It would be like, oh man, you can go all the way down the rabbit hole talking like that. But when you've got numbers in front of you, you can't go down the rabbit hole. These are the numbers, and this is what it means.
Well, you can argue what it means. But yeah, the numbers at least are there. That pins one side of the discussion down. Yeah. Yep.
All right. What are we doing next?
Let's run it back. That was interesting in that there was a lot of people in the match, and I thought that made for some good insight into what was going on. It is rare that we get more than a couple of players in a match, so let's do it again and see what we get this time. I'm mostly curious. I would love to see, if Matchmaker can hear the whispered prayers of a veteran. I would love to see a specialized XP-54 on the other team too. Because then we could see a little bit of maybe I could go up against the XP-54 and see what transpires with that, right?
Right.
So
now, it's not like it used to be. It used to be an auto delete, right? If you got anywhere on the nose, man, that thing would just light you up. But now, because of the nerfs, if you can do a roll, if you can do a barrel roll, or you can duck underneath the nose, you can get out of the way of the thing. And there's no way that it stands up to a light fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, it can power away.
Yeah.
I get away from light fighters all the time, but not before you get some shots in. And the XP-54 is a little delicate.
Right.
doesn't have a giant hit point pool.
Well, and because of that, you know, my favorite XP-54 counter, even before the nerf to them, was actually the Yak-3 RD. Because I can outturn, I can outspeed, and yes, it takes me a while to gun you down, but again, it is a fragile heavy, so having only one cannon isn't really that big of a deal, right? So if I saw a lot of XP-54s, I'd queue up in the Yak-3 RD and be like, all right, it's time. It's time to shine. Oh, this ought to be interesting. So they've got 3 tier 7s, and we've got 2 tier 6s in it 7. We've got the A7M, and they've got the K6.
So if it were me, and it isn't, I would, if I were the A7M guy, I'd hold down that center airbase,
right,
and have my guys cap.
Yep.
And in fact, I'm going to head toward the command center because I think I can do work over there.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to head to the center with the A7M. Well, it doesn't look like he's coming center. Where is he?
God have mercy on your soul. Because the K6 is coming.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, I'm going to have to play smart with him. We'll see. Mostly I'm hoping we can scrap the zone or lock the zone down before he gets here, or at least before I have to deal with him.
Oh, I think he's over here at the command center.
So he's counter capping then. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to take advantage of this, and that we're going to try and take the airfield fast then.
All right, I'm on my way over. It's so this is what happens when you're bottom tier, and you got to do work. You actually have to communicate, and you can't talk about the fun stuff in the game.
That's right. We're going to have to work for this one.
Yeah.
But that's okay. This will good for people to see how pilots communicate in a match like this. So
I am now in the middle, and I was thinking I'd going to the other command center, but I'm guessing he's over there, and so I'll get my butt kicked if I go over there.
All right.
So I should do something else. Uh-oh.
There he comes.
They're on their way. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to come out of the zone towards the garrison. What we may want to do is let him retake it and then come back and take it from him. If he squats on it, we'll just keep popping the command centers and force him to come out.
All right, I'm actually headed over toward the uncapped garrison over here.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
I'm going to grab this one.
They might get it before I get over there, but I can squat on it until I can take it again. Yep.
All right. There's a 190. One of the 190Ds is here, so I'm pretty confident I can clear him out. Oh, good. We just capped the zone. I'm going to clear him out, and then I'll go looking for... All right, he's done.
Oops. What happened? I got a weird glitch.
Mosquito gotcha.
All right. That B-32 is going to go away, so I'm going to let him take the zone here, I hope.
All right, so it looks like, yeah, the K6 is in the middle. Our bombers are working on the command center, so I'm going to go help our bombers, and we'll just try and bounce this guy around. He can't be everywhere at once.
Nope. So I'm going to stay over here and try to see if I can't cap this garrison.
Attention all fighters. Enemy bombers detected.
Now, this might be a problem because the K6 is so good it can outcap, right? Like, we don't have necessarily the speed to get around where we need to. And because of the number of planes, it's easier to flip the airfield than it is to flip command centers.
I was going to say that the deal we've got going on here is, oops, having a little trouble because I'm the only one here.
Right.
Oh, well, that means that the flak and the ADA are both riding me hard.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to cap a zone alone, even with a heavy, because of that. Especially because I feel like the high AA is. Oh, get out, get out. Okay, the guy took my tail. That's not fun.
All right, what am I doing? Oh, I see you in the distance.
Yeah, I'm in the distance. I'm getting dove on by a bot P50 Mustang here.
All right, what are we doing now? I guess I'm going over to the other command center. We're just gonna cap.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal. Oh, I'm getting bounced between two of these bots.
Yep. That's always the most fun is when the bots kind of narrow you down, and it's like, huh.
Yep. Well, the 190D decided to add a third party to it.
Uh-oh. I got the 190D on me, and he just cut me in half. Although I was down on hit points, so.
Well, so far so good. We got 100 points on him. Let's see if we can. Where is the? All right, so the K6 is in the middle. So yeah, let's just take these edges. Keep working the edges.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, you're going toward the. Okay, I see that. You're going toward the command center.
Yep.
Okay.
410. We might wrap this up. Yeah, we might get this pretty quick though. They with a bunch of us here, and that's really the key is flipping it quick. I think.
Well, there's going to be 2 bombers overhead soon. All right, what do we got here? You've got.
All right.
Okay.
65 cap points. That's all the ADAs I think here. Oh, airfield's almost done. Let's see if we can go help over there. Maybe between the two of us we can catch the K6.
Yeah. I get some altitude so that oh no, I think I'm gonna be getting owned by a. Oh. I was wrong. I thought that mosquito was gonna light me up.
You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
All right, there goes the airfield.
Oh. All right. K6 is above you?
Yep, I'm on him. He's down. He does not have a turn build. I can tell you that right now.
He hurt me, so.
Stay alive. We got or go ahead and ditch since we got 12 seconds there. Oh shit! There's another BF-190. Look out! All right, their 190 is in the distance here. I've got a side shot on him, so he'll be out of the game.
Storm here. Unable to proceed. Returning to base. Do you copy?
Yeesh. Uh-oh.
All right, one down.
All right. Now I got to do something. Do something worthwhile instead of goofing around down here.
Is that the other? Okay, there he is. I see him.
Wow! I got bomb trapped.
No, not that.
Yeah, actually the bot GAAs are getting smarter.
Yeah.
I thought I'd pulled off in time, but I didn't.
All right, let me see what we got here.
I was stupid.
He's got 3 planes around him. I'm gonna have to try and go cap something, I think,
Yeah.
because there's no way I can dive into that and survive.
Nope. You'll get eated.
All right, let me see if I can flip this one. It's a regular garrison, so I should be able to flip it.
Other than the fact that you're all alone.
Yeah, we're running out of bots real fast, aren't we? All right, let's see.
Yeah,
let's
that
see how
was,
fast I can flip this baby.
Yeah, that was a mistake. See, I went down low to pick up some health because I got when I went head to head with a K6, I got zapped.
Right.
He lit me up pretty good, so I figured I'd get some health. And there's a IL-2 right down there, so why not pick it up while I'm there?
Oh boy.
Well, that was dumb.
Although I forgot too that we're tier 6, right? And all the bots, air defense aircraft, are tier 7s. So
Yep.
So I'm having a hard time catching up with these, to even do anything to them. Yeah, this is going to be bad because he's going to flip that last zone before I get this one flipped. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I should have gone for the. Good Lord, how long does it take to burn this down?
Well, that's the other. Now we can talk about another conspiracy theory that after the squall line, the ADA get tougher, and you can't hit them.
Yeah.
So, I've heard that particular one before.
Interesting. Yeah. See, that's air superiority. I have noticed. Yeah. Sometimes with a hit, sometimes if I burst fire with the hitboxes, I can kind of get around that, but not often. Yeah, that was a good. The B-32 and a K6. I would say 708 to 800. We did the best we could.
Yeah, I actually wanted to climb up and shoot him down, but he got out of the zone in his B-32. He got out of the zone real fast, and he was high enough that I couldn't get him. But sharking a B-32 with a XP-54 is actually not too difficult. You can burn him down pretty quick.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing that got nerfed on the XP-54 is the burst length. It used to have like some insane length of fire with those 37 millimeter cannons.
Yeah.
And they nerfed the burst length so that you can't go one burst and knock down a B-32.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a, it's still good though.
Yeah. No, he changed from the. Yeah, that's right. He changed from the 190. I was saying I didn't think there was a B-32 to begin with. So, ladies and gents, we're going to pause the recording right here for just a moment, and we're going to bring you back in on the next match.
There we go.
All right, we're back. What seemed to be the wink of an eye to you guys was actually a couple minutes for us, but we decided to check out what the new meta is at Tier 8 with the nerfs to the Widow. And, checked out Tier 6 there. Now we're going to check out Tier 8. And discovered we both have the XF-15C. So we're going to run an XF-15C flight at Tier 8 and see what we get matched up against. But this is, we were just saying, it's a very unusual plane, and thus for both of us, a fun plane.
I've been goofing around in mine, and I bought it a while ago, and I didn't specialize it because it was, the B-29 and P-61 meta means that it's, you're just going to get shot down a lot.
Right.
And in this particular one, it looks like because we're top tier and because our Tier 8 competition is an ME-262, that's what it looks like at least.
Yeah, yep, it is.
This should be, if we play to the strengths of this airplane, should go well for us.
Hopefully so, yeah.
So I play this guy like sort of like a light heavy fighter.
Yeah.
It's not a great turner, but it's got really good guns and it's fast, super fast.
Super fast, and like all American Fighter is just an excellent energy fighter, right? Like it does that well. Let's see.
Fortunately, I was first in the zone, so that's another thing, folks. Don't be first.
Don't be first in the zone, no matter how fast you want to be.
Yeah, because you will get focused by flak, which is not fun. So I prefer not to be first into the zone. Unfortunately, I was, and so now the flak is shooting me up pretty good. All right. So anyway, the XF-15, it's a lovely aircraft. You can go bomber hunting in it if you'd like. It's that the guns are that good.
Yep.
Let's see.
And people watching my screen have just seen evidence of that as I kind of one past a pair of aircraft. Let our and set an A7M on fire.
That's always nice.
Yep. All right, he's done.
All right.
All right, I'm going to go bomber hunting. I see this TU-2 here. I think I can catch him.
All right.
And there's a Hornet in the zone, too, so that's an even easier kill. So I can probably protect this pretty easily here.
I'm going to head over to the other command center and see if I can't do some good over there. So yeah, the nice thing about the XF-15 is the 20mm cannon are really very nice.
Yes.
And you pair that up with the fact that the thing is just incredibly speedy, and you can essentially do what you want with the airplane except turn.
Right.
Don't turn.
Do not turn.
Folks. And if you do turn in the vertical.
Right. Well, one of the nice things, so it's the hybrid aircraft, right? So one of the reasons it's so good, especially vertical and energy fighting, is the acceleration is so good because of the jet engine on it, right? Like you really have a good ability to climb in it and a good ability to kind of regain your speed and just kind of go up and down pretty easily. So our poor heavy fighter is getting slammed by this BV. I guess I got to help out.
All right, I got
almost a one pass. There we go.
I'm having a great time. Oh, I lost my engine.
Oh no. Well, half your engine. I think you still get a little bit of boost on this one since it's a 2-engine aircraft, right?
Yeah, but I had a heavy fighter, or a light fighter, decide to follow me, and now they're gonna follow me for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drag them around a little. I've got two of them. Two humans, I think, following me.
Do you want me to come over?
Nah, I'm gonna lead them over to our command center, and I'm gonna let the flak hurt them.
That sounds like a great idea.
And if I can shoot anything down on the way, I'm gonna do it. But I had to get my engine back, and now they're just following me.
Oh, bot B-32. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I shot him down earlier. It's lots of fun. You got to shark them though. You got to come up from the bottom.
That's what I did.
If you stay on top, they'll the turrets will just eat you alive.
Oh. Uh-oh. Now, one of the reasons I learned that this plane is as fat as it is on a hit point, I bought it. Oh yeah, the 262 is right there. Everybody's getting a bird's eye view of this battle.
Oh, buddy, you screwed up. You totally screwed up.
I'm going to let you finish him.
Do not turn.
There you go.
Don't turn.
Don't turn in heavies, folks. This is exactly what we were talking about.
Heavy fighter. Don't turn.
Up and down, straight up and down. If anybody's been watching my screen, I'm going up and down. That's all I'm doing. I'm on the tail of the P-51.
Yep. So that guy chased me from the other side of the map in order to turn and get shot down. Don't do it, guys. Just go straight. The ME-262 is the second fastest plane at tier 8, with the J-8M being the fastest. And it's got great altitude. You do not have to turn in it. You can just boom and zoom all day long.
Yep.
If you can make the guns work. That's the caveat.
Yeah. So yeah, and to finish off where I was, so the reason I knew this so fat, I bought it when it was on sale a couple of years ago, and VBAT did a video on it, and I played him. He was against me. It was a one-on-one, and I went head-to-head with the Tier 9 German light fighter, and I thought, no problem, the gun's on that thing, I got this, not realizing this aircraft has roughly 500 hit points, and he melted me. Like, I think we ended up ramming even, because I was like, I can't burn him down fast enough. And then I went and bought it the next day.
Yes.
Now, one other thing that I with this aircraft, now I keep, for whatever reason in my brain, if you hear me say this in the video, I keep wanting to call it the Fireball. It's not the Curtiss Fireball, but for some reason the Curtiss Fireball and this plane in my brain occupy the same space. So.
The command centers are ours, awaiting help from the front headquarters. Victory is in sight. Keep it up.
All See if we can go get our airbase back here.
I think that'd be a great idea. So yeah, I enjoy this plane. I enjoy this plane a lot because the speed, people just don't realize how fast this thing is.
Yeah.
Because
Effortlessly fast.
Yes, it's effortlessly fast. That's absolutely right.
We cannot support you.
And
The storm is
and the guns are exceedingly good. Even in my potato hands, the guns are good. Okay, so that's saying something. Your audience should know that I'm a terrible gunner. I'm terrible at gunnery.
Oh, I am too. That's
I just here we go. Here's our 262s in the zone.
Yep. Oh, I made the mistake of turning. Okay. Yeah, my job in 1.x when we flew in flights was to be the bait, because I can maneuver pretty good, but I do not have the guns that the gun discipline, gunnery skills that one would hope.
Ah, yes.
We have complete control of the sky.
And it's always better to use the proper term. You're dragging the
Yes.
opposition.
Yes.
You're not bait. You're dragging the opposition.
Dragging. Yes, exactly.
Dragging.
Yeah. LT Blanco, Lieutenant Blanco, and I used to flight up a lot, and he was the guns, and I was the drag. There we go.
Yeah. So this is a plane that folks don't see very often, and there's a reason, because it's kind of hard to play. It's got that heavy fighter feel to it, and if you're not a heavy fighter kind of person, it's harder to play. So, but like you, I have a fondness for the odd.
Yes.
But this one's odd in a good way. It's odd because it's got great guns and it's super fast.
Yeah.
And it's got good altitude. So if you can get beyond the fact that it doesn't turn like a Spitfire, you will be a happy camper when you play it.
Right. Well, and I'm showing people the rate of climb now as well, and the altitude performance, and that's part of the joy of it, right? And the long boost time, of course, great dive speed. Yeah, it's just a really solid plane. Now, this is one with isn't there like an alternative camo job? There was like a special paint job for it at some point.
Let me look.
I didn't know if you had that one or not. I thought there was for some reason.
Yes. It's a. What do we got here? It's
the winter one's a
kinda,
chrome one, which is confusing because it's not an actual chrome one. It just looks chrome.
Yeah, I've got the chrome one with the 3%. Let me see what it is. It's a 3% cruise speed.
That's what it's. So yeah, so the winter camouflage looks like a chrome camouflage, but there is a chrome camouflage that I don't have access to on mine.
That's available. The other one is a 5% aircraft experience bonus.
Right.
And it's just kind of a tiger stripe.
Oh, okay. I don't have access to that one either. I have a basic blue as my as the universal. Yeah, so I don't have the 5% or the chrome, either one. I don't have access to either of those on my account.
So I put the chrome on because,
Yeah, I would too if I had it. Yeah, for sure.
Speed is life.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's see where are we headed next?
Well, I still want to see meta at Tier 8. I mean, that was a Tier 7 match, mostly against Tier 7, so we didn't really get to see what people are flying at Tier 8. So I think we run it back in these again.
Okay.
Plus, any plane can tear it up a tier lower. We got to see what we can do on tier.
Right. No, that's true. It wasn't fair to the tier 7 folk. When the light fighter can go and knock down a pretty big heavy bomber, it's not really a fair fight.
Right.
And of course the bomber's slow too, so you can pretty much pursue it all over the map, and it's a mismatch.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice it.
Yep. Well, you're talking about one of the fundamental weaknesses of just introducing bombers, period. So.
Yeah. It used to be when the B-32 first came out, it was actually almost overpowered. In fact, it probably was overpowered.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
It was a tier 7.5, I believe, and I, of course, as I do, went and bought it, and because I'm a crappy bomber player, I did terrible in it. But even though I was terrible in it, I was good enough to help my team win over and over and over. So,
Right.
you know, they subtly nerfed it over the course of time. It doesn't drop its bombs as well, and even worse, you can't do treetop bombing, which I find unfortunate. I really enjoyed treetop bombing in that thing, which I understand how frustrating that is to the other team, but I found it hilarious. So,
I did see, so I ran across someone doing treetop bombing in the B-32 2 nights ago, maybe, on plateau, so it's not really treetop, but it was just kind of bizarre to watch because it really put them at a disadvantage to fly it that way, I felt like.
Yeah. Speaking of a disadvantage, the other team in this particular match is highly disadvantaged.
Massive disadvantage, yeah.
Since it's the two of us and a K6.
Yeah.
And I would understand if any of those humans hit the back to hangar button. I would totally understand. I mean, I get it. I get why people do it. And this would be one of those times where I would go, yeah, I get it.
I wouldn't, because I'm that person. I'm like, stick around, especially, you know, with some of the planes you have. One of them's like, there's an F2G over there, I think. That's a multi-roll. Work the edges of the map. You can be where we're not, right? That's one of the brilliant things about multi-rolls.
Yeah. No, that's true. And an F2G is a very good multi-roll. There's no doubt about that.
I think that is one thing I will say, is I do think multi-rolls came into their own with 2.0. There really wasn't, you know, they really just weren't good in 1.x. You really had to choose to fly them as fighters, and it was never quite what they could have been or should have been.
That's right. The era of reload helped.
Yeah.
Helped them be better. And I agree. Some of the multi-rolls are very, very good. Some, however, are not.
Yeah, that's true. Some are multi-roll in name only. They're not really multi. Yeah. They're snipers, right? There should be a 4th category of plane, or 5th, whatever it is, 6th category.
Right, like the Soviet. The Soviet ones, you know, with their big cannon, they're not doing ground attack.
Right.
I mean, you can. I've done it with them, but that's not what they do.
I mean, I assume that Wargaming thought they should do that. I think that was kind of the. Oh, this A7M hung himself out to dry up here.
Yeah, I'm over at the mining plant doing what light fighters don't do at mining plants, and that's
cap them.
I'm capping them by destroying aircraft.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Well, this P-51D tried gamely to follow me up into the stratosphere, but it was not happening.
Yeah, it's tough to do. This plane is very good with energy retention and just plain old speed.
Yep. I'm not going to continue to try. I'm not going to ruin his day, but
yeah.
I'm not going to headhunt him. I'll just put it that way. But I am trying to follow down his XP-58 teammate here, bot teammate.
Yeah, I'm having I made a mistake of coming down and doing the GAA first, and that hurt me a little bit.
Oh, he got me. The F2G got me. It was the F2 and the P-51 were both on my tail as I was chasing the XP-58, and they got my engine. So.
Good plane. F2G's a good plane.
There we go.
It's surprisingly fast.
And
that bomb.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that bomb is just absolutely magnificent. 1,600 pounds of American high explosive love. I love playing that plane. Not so much with the P-61s in the air. That before the nerf.
Right.
Didn't enjoy them that way. Oh.
They've done a pretty good job of keeping us out of the middle by swarming it so far, haven't they? So, but unfortunately, it's going to catch up with them here.
I've been over here delaying their taking of the plant, but unfortunately, they destroy they destroy ground targets faster than I can kill planes.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, well.
There's nobody here. I'm like looking for a target at this point. I guess the K6 cleared everybody out. Our XP-58 just cleared another one out. I don't really have anything. I think the K6 gave up on the XP-58, so I'll go over and help him here. I might can get to it. Oh yeah, here we go. Alright, XP-58 deleted. If anybody needed evidence of the good guns, that's what we're talking about. Alright, I just flipped this one. I'm at 3K. I'm just going to dare somebody to come up after me, basically. We're going to see who wants to try it. Who wants to play?
Who's going to play with Harbinger Zero tonight?
So far, a bomber is the only thing that has...
Yeah. Oh. See, now I came directly into the middle and...
Victory is almost ours.
Yeah, watch yourself there. Oh, nobody's on your tail. You're clear. You're good. This P-47 is climbing up. This is high altitude energy fighting at its best, folks. If you're watching this, he climbed, somebody climbed after him, I climbed after that guy, another guy's climbing. I mean, this is how you draw people up and deal with them.
And then I'm in my yellow. You know, I'm 800 meters into my yellow right now.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I was a minute ago too.
if a P-47 wants to come up here, hey, go ahead.
Be advised, a line of thunderstorms is approaching.
Oh Lord. All right, pilot gone, engine gone.
You copy.
That XP-58 turret did a number on me.
Yeah, they can. Oh, so
He didn't the first two times, but that time he definitely did.
oh, it's the ace bots again, huh?
No, because he wasn't an ace the other two times I shot him down. Oh, this A7N hung himself out again. And he's got to pay for that. A7Ms need to be on the ground. How you doing with that P-51 up there?
I'm going to get away from him.
Perfect.
This plane has a 950 kph dive speed. So, oops.
Well, he followed you up, so I went ahead and brushed him out.
I got to drag this time.
That's right.
I'm proud of you, pilots. Head back home.
Yeah, I see he goofed around down over at that plant, and I didn't get very many chevrons.
Well, I mean, but it was kind of critical to the war effort. You're the unsung hero here, right? Have you been watching Masters of the Air?
I have not yet.
Ah.
I want to wait until it's all
That's fair.
released, and I'm
That's
gonna
fair.
binge it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna binge the hell out of it.
Well, there's a line about the ground crew being the unsung heroes because they do the behind-the-scenes work that makes victory possible. That was you this match. You were working behind the scenes to make victory possible. And
That is so kind of you to say, and so much a lie. Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
hey, you got more personal points than me. I mean, let's look at this here. Yeah, 10 drops, no deaths. I got 11 drops, but I died. So yeah, I mean, it's just a difference in sectors. You did twice as much critical damage as me. Holy smokes! Look at that list, folks. That's crazy. So yeah, you did 7,000 damage. I only did 4,800, 4,900. So, yup. Well, I guess you were chewing up those GAAs over there, weren't you?
Yes, I was, and bombers. So
Yeah.
I was playing heavy fighter over at the plant.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'd have had a little better guns or better gunnery, I might have had an opportunity to actually take the plant. I've done that plenty of times.
Sure.
Take a heavy fighter over to a plant and just play the high-low game.
Yeah, and this is yeah, exactly, because you can, with planes being 60 points, you can make it happen. This was interesting to me because this is the kind of match that we were just talking about with Matchmaker. So if Matchmaker were a little bit smarter, it would have put the two of us with the A7M, and the other team would have had the K6, the P-51D, and the F2G.
That would have been a much harder game.
Right? That would have been a balanced. I mean, I know the tiers aren't balanced, but in terms of playing capabilities, assuming all the pilots are competent, and for the most part they were, that would have been an awesomely fun game to play, right? That would have required work on both sides. So that's it's like we're almost there. We're almost there, guys. Like get us a few more updates, a few more balances, and we'll be there, right? So
right. Yeah. No, absolutely. All right, what's next?
Let's see. What do we want to do? You know, we never got our tier 8, so I guess that's it. Let's do one final match. What do you want to play? What do we do? Do we do tier 10? Do we go down to low tiers? What do we do?
You know, that's a good question. We did see that there was quite a bit of activity down at tier 6. And there is some activity up here, but there seemed to be more down there.
Right.
We could really monkey up the works by going to tier 5 and taking something seriously overpowered like P40N.
Well, I don't have a P40N, but if you watch my last video, you know I have the other P40, so I could fly that.
You do have the other P40. That one's. I watched you play. And I did think about the rockets when you were going head to head with that.
Yeah.
With that 109E.
Right.
Like you, I don't think about the rockets until I'm already dead.
Right.
There are other people that reach for the rockets just immediately.
Immediately, yeah. Yeah, some people have trained themselves in that way, yeah.
And they're good with them. That's the other thing, is they're good with them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I could do Spitfire 1A if we wanted to do double, kind of OP or solid planes. I can also play the Yak 7 M82, which it doesn't seem, but it's a solid plane as well. So I can.
Yeah. I've got the P40N, so I've got the one that's embarrassingly overpowered at tier 5.
Well, I think I've done a video on the Yak 7M, but not in a flight, and I do think it's a rarer plane. So I think of what people might enjoy seeing. Let's do that one.
Gotcha.
And we'll bring in my Marksman 2 pilot just to really put those twin 20s to work.
Now it's a good plane, and it doesn't get much fly time. And you and I have had a discussion about what makes a good plane, and there's been discussion in Discord about what makes a good plane. And I think the thing that makes a good plane mostly, really when it comes right down to it, is the pilot who flies it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of a potato, right? So I overcompensate for being a potato by flying planes like this. Sort of. I fly them sometimes. Mostly I fly planes like the F-15, XF-15C.
Right.
That thing is a riot, and it's fun. But if you get in a match where there's a lot of B-29Cs or talented heavy fighter players, you're gonna hate life.
Right.
Unless you've got the skills like those Came Invictus. Right.
Right.
I mean, he can polish any turd and make it look like gold.
Yeah, some of his videos he does, yeah.
Yes, he does, and he makes it look effortless.
IL-1,
right?
his IL-1 video, you're like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
I think, when you said that, something clicked in my brain. I think the way different pilots define what's good for them, if you're a pilot that maybe struggles in the game or is still learning, what is a good plane to you is a plane with a good skill floor. So Spitfires, right, some of the overpowered premiums. If you're a player like we've talked about, like Radasaur and some of those, right, what's a good plane to you is a plane with a high skill ceiling, right? Like that's where you want to be in because you can utilize your stuff to the best. So yeah, I think that's interesting.
Like we were talking. So right now there's a chain of missions where you can get a tier 7 heavy fighter, Japanese heavy fighter,
right?
The KI-94-1.
Yeah.
I am not a. I'm a heavy fighter player. Okay, I'm a heavy fighter player. Have been a heavy fighter player forever and ever, and I don't like this plane. I don't like the plane because its flight envelope is really small, and you need to really pay attention to all your flight parameters. And there's no goofing around. There's no talking to another player while you're flying.
Right.
It's not like this guy, the P-40N. Man, I can chatter about anything and talk to my wife at the same time and fly it around and still shoot down,
Yeah.
11D planes, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly like that. It's not like you can just roll your face on the keyboard and win. You still have to actually do something.
Right.
But it's close. It's close. So right now I'm going to go after a bomber with absolutely no hesitation whatsoever going after a bomber.
I'm going to go after the other bomber. So
he tried to head on me and ram me, which is what bombers will do if they can.
yeah. Why not?
Burn him down immediately, right? So this B-17D.
You clear him. I'm going to work on these GAAs down here. Actually, this one left a ship, so I want to put some rockets in it. Get us another 20 cap points.
Yeah, so that B-17D, I should have gone after him first. And the reason is because that's a human player, and he actually laid his eggs pretty well.
Right. What scares you?
So-
Human players should scare you, right? Like that's.
Yeah. Always. But you never know what you're going to get, right?
Right.
It's, life's a box of chocolates, and and he's a very good player. And right now, for some reason, we're losing the mining plant, and why? All right.
We shouldn't, since both the bombers are gone, right? And ugh, a little seedy. I forget it's a turn fighter. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice save.
Well, this thing's brutal, right? I mean, the guns are just brutal.
Yeah.
And now I can play the high-low game.
All right. Let me
So
see
I
if
can
I can
actually-
clear out this.
I can actually play this thing like a heavy fighter,
There we go.
right?
Yep. And the DOE 17 is easier to get down than.
Oh yeah, just because of sheer hit point numbers.
Yep.
All right, so I see the B-17. I'm gonna flag him over there for
Yep.
our.
I'm headed that way too because there's a couple of low health fighters that can help us flip the zone if we can get there before they get out of it.
So the poor B-17D guy, and I do feel kind of bad.
Well, I'll shoot him down if that way he's not shot down by you twice. How about that?
Yeah.
But yes, I understand what you mean. This is where bombers were always going to be. It's the same problem warships has with aircraft carriers. They're never truly going to be balanced, right? You're always going to be an issue there because of the style of gameplay that's behind the design of the bomber itself, not even the game, right? Like.
And unfortunately, until you get to the higher tiers, the bombers are just food.
Right.
For anybody that even knows a little bit how to play, right? And it sucks because you have to go through all this stuff to play those bombers to get to the higher tier where they're actually good.
Yeah.
Like I have a JU 287 at tier 9. And that thing is awesome. I love it.
Right.
And I can treetop it, or I can do high altitude, and it's just tons of fun. It's a good bomber, and one would say overpowered. Its flight envelope is large. Its bombs are super powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of. But even then, if it's a tier 9 and you're on tier 10, and there's a tier 10 heavy fighter, or even a decent light fighter, right? It's still going to be,
Yeah.
you're still going to struggle
No.
with it.
No, my MiG-15s, I shoot down Ju-287s all the time.
Yeah.
You know, the MiG-15 is it's a brutal plane. When you hit with that 37, it's just ugly.
That's why I picked back up with the I-250, which had been sitting dormant in my garage for so long, because I really kind of picked up on the 37/20 millimeter cannon gameplay and kind of finally dialed it in. I think skill-wise was able to and I'm like, I need to go up this line now. I got to make this happen.
So, do you have the MiG-15?
No, I do not.
So do you have the MiG-9?
No, I'm trying to unlock the MiG-9. I'm about 40K from the MiG-9, I think, if I remember right.
The MiG-9 is, well, if you can get those guns to hit, and there's a little trick. You gotta aim a little above your target, because the 37 is below center line, right?
Right.
And if you do that and you get in reasonably close, that 37 will just blast everything. And it's a fast plane. I would say that if with a person that has the skill to use it, it is oops. It is just as good at tier as the Messerschmitt P-1092.
Right.
It is not as easy to use.
Right.
It just isn't.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
I mean, the 250 is kind of that way too. It took me a lot of battles to lock the 250 into some sort of manageable, like. Yeah, it's just you got to get used to the guns. You got to get used to the flight profile. You got to learn not to turn in it, even though you think you should be able to turn because it's a Russian aircraft, right? Like.
Right. And that gets back to our discussion of what is good.
Right.
P.1092 is an easy-to-use airplane, and those revolver cannon are very. Even I, with my poor gunnery skills, can really use those well, and it's a great aircraft. It is very good at tier 9.
Yeah.
But I say that the MiG-9 is just as good, if not better, because it's fast. It's got great altitude, and those guns, when you get them to hit, will just evaporate targets.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you get the MiG-15, which is faster and higher altitude, and still has those great guns. Just absolutely fantastic guns.
There is a difference here, and I was noticing this, and I'll probably do a video on it, but the 250 is the training platform, because the MiG-9 and the MiG-15, and really the JA-37, the Chinese one with the same gun setup, right? All of them have a 3-second overheat. But the I-250 has a 5-second overheat. It's a little more forgiving, and I think it's there to train you the next 2 tiers, right? Like, learn how to hit.
Yeah. No,
so.
that's very true, and it's, if any cannon setup was set up for tap fire, the MiG-9 and MiG-15 are the cannon setup for tap fire.
Yeah.
If you can tap and wait and not overheat those guns, you can fire them forever and just blast everything.
Yeah.
I've knocked down Su-10s before. I have a little bit more trouble with EF-131s because they're just a little too fast.
Yeah, they're so quick.
And they can keep you in their tail. They can keep you at bay.
Right.
Whereas Su-10 is not as fast, and you have a little more opportunity as long as you can shark it. Because, oh my gosh, if you get on the top, you've got essentially light fighter cannons on you.
Yeah.
Su-10 can be brutal, but in any case,
yeah,
that's another one where the skill level matters.
Yeah.
The at tier 10, the P-1101 is a fantastic, some say overpowered light fighter. It's easy to use.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's why it gets the play that it does. Yeah.
That's right. And the MiG-15 is not easy to use.
Right.
You have to think about it. But I think it's a better fighter.
Yeah.
I think it's more flexible. That's my other criteria too, is how flexible is the aircraft that you're using? That
Right.
Tier 7 Japanese heavy fighter, it's not that flexible.
No,
And
it does one thing and does it well, right?
yeah, it's guns with wings is all it is.
Yeah.
And man, when those guns hit, your target just disappears.
Yeah.
But man, if you can't get in position to put the guns on target, or if you get your butt chewed by everybody and their dog's light fighter, it's just you go, oh, why did I take this thing out again?
Yeah.
Why? Who am I proving something to?
Yeah.
It's a fine hangar decoration, but it's not good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that came and those guys can make that thing work, but I'm not those guys. I take up my potato P40N and do that.
And it was good with another win there to round out our night and our video. So, Corvus, thank you for joining me again. It's been a pleasure. We got an hour of great stuff here for everyone, and hopefully they enjoy it and appreciate it, because there's a wealth of wisdom and knowledge and experience in a video like this, and hopefully people can take from it and improve their game and have some fun in a game that we love so much.
Thank you for having me on, and I look forward to being on with you again someday.
Absolutely. We will do it again soon. All right, pilots.
All right, thanks,
yeah, no problem. Well, we will catch you on the next one. And this video you'll probably be watching on Monday. So just know we do have at least one more video for you later in the week, maybe two. Been sitting on a special one that is kind of an experimental video. So you guys can just tell me if you like it or not. And that'll come midweek during the week between the two normal ones. So have a great night, and we'll catch you on the next one.